why you handed over the sale of the hotel to CBK.
My Lord, may God forgive him for saying such things.
Father and sons Jamal Khan Kamani, Deepak and Rashmi are now at the Milimani Law Courts to face Anglo Leasing charges after recording statements at EACC. The three, who were accompanied by their lawyer Amin Nasir Abdullahi, have been out of the country and arrived late yesterday, ready to face Anglo Leasing charges this morning.
Kenya as a country is witnessing unprecedented number of corruption scandals involving billions of shillings.
When it comes to corruption in the country, the best way to sum it up is that no stone is left unturned. From maize to office stationery, and in essence the taxpayers' money, we've seen it all misappropriated by the who is who in this country. In this series, let's explore some of the top political scandals that have rocked Kenya since independence. Second on our list is the Goldenberg scandal. The Goldenberg scandal cuts across successive governments, beginning during the late Daniel Arap Moi's regime to the late Mwai Kibaki's government. When talking about our country's source of income, gold doesn't come to mind. It accounts for a tiny portion of Kenya's GDP, and we only have a select few gold mines that are currently operational in Western Kenya. Step in Goldenberg International, who figured that they could smuggle gold into the country from Congo to export it at higher prices while benefiting from the country's lucrative gold export subsidies. Kenyan businessman Kamlesh Patni teamed up with the then director of the special branch James Kanyotu to set up Goldenberg International. Several key officials in the Mwai and Kibaki governments were said to have been involved in the scheme. They brokered a deal to receive 35% export compensation for the gold and diamonds that they exported to Dubai and Switzerland. That was 15% over the lawful 20% subsidy. Eventually, they even stopped smuggling gold from Congo and just doctored documents to receive the 35% incentive. At the end, Kenya is estimated to have lost an equivalent of 10% of its GDP to the scheme. Members of the legal fraternity were also involved, and after the exposé that followed, 23 senior judges resigned. Patni got acquitted in 2013, and he converted to Christianity and adopted the name Brother Paul. He even started his own church. Third on our list is the Anglo Leasing scandal. On top of inheriting the Goldenberg scandal from the Moi regime, the Kibaki government also had to deal with Anglo Leasing. It started with the government sourcing for forensic facilities and security equipment to enhance the work and services offered by the Kenya Administrative Police, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, the National Counterterrorism Center, and the National Security Intelligence Services. Several companies were contracted to provide these services and supply these equipments, with the Moi government issuing 13 contracts, while the Kibaki government picked up and issued another 5 contracts. Up to date, the true identities of these companies remain unknown. However, at the time, investigations into the matter unearthed the Anglo Leasing and Finance Company.
On printing of passports at the then Ministry of Home Affairs, little did the then Tonyeri MP know the magnitude of the ripple effect of his action would cause an exposé of a mega security scandal.
I only knew of the passport control that time, the passport printing, only to come and discover that the thing was worth $230 million. What we were exposing was only that $1 million.
The entity based in Liverpool, UK, curiously sent an unsolicited proposal to the office of the Vice President, who was Moody Awori at the time. The proposal detailed how they could assist in installing an immigration security and document control system. After conducting a computer assessment in the year 2000, the Department of Immigration concluded that a passport issuing system would help them prevent forgeries, reduce revenue loss, and enhance efficiencies. Setting up the system proved too costly at the time, and it was pushed forward to the 2002/2003 financial year. So instead, the Government Technical Committee decided to redesign and expand the existing system to cover the loopholes that had previously been identified. And that's where Anglo Leasing came into the picture when they sent the proposal to provide the exact services that the Government Technical Committee had recommended. In his capacity as Vice President, Moody Awori gave the Treasury the go-ahead to contract Anglo Leasing, who were then paid an administration fee amounting to almost 92 million back in 2004. John Githongo, who headed the Department of Governance and Ethics, knew that something was amiss. On a trip to the UK, Githongo reached out to Kroll Associates, who looked into Anglo Leasing and discovered that it was a shell company. Senior government officials were believed to have ties with the company, starting with the VP himself. Anglo Leasing refunded part of the money when the noise got too loud. And in November of 2005, the late President Mwai Kibaki dropped Chris Murungaru, who was the Minister for Internal Security, followed by David Mwiraria, who was the Minister for Finance from the cabinet. Kiraitu Murungi, who was the Minister for Justice back then, also tendered his resignation. More than 80 MPs demanded that Moody Awori should also face the boot from the cabinet, but that never happened.
There are Kenyans who are going to benefit from these documents. If you look at the report from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, it mentions names.
A letter authored by the former Anti-Corruption Director Justice Aaron Rengera requesting judicial assistance from the Swiss authorities over the complex fraud committed in Kenya, Switzerland and in the United Kingdom indicated that two former cabinet ministers, one of them now a sitting senator, were initiators and key facilitators of the fraud.